go. We good to go. Is we good to go? I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. Good to go. Good to go. Good to go. I said we're good to go. Good to go. Copyright. Good to go. Good to go. I think we're good to go. Good to go. All right. Oh, child. How are you doing today? Look at me trying to be on time. See what's going on Facebook, Instagram. Just gonna go live on Instagram. Can go me off the thing. If you're on here, say hi. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay. About to get started right about now. All right. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more light. Is that better? All right. Everything better. All right. Yeah, I like the light move. It's kind of cool. All right. Let's see how my friends at Facebook are doing. Okay, computer. I see you working hard for me. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. So what the problem is? Why are you slowing me down? What the problem is? Okay. Well, goes on y'all. No respect. No love. All right. Hey, I'm about to get started. I'm about to get started. I'm about to get started. Look at my baby. Oh, my baby looking like a whole cute little mermaid. Her prom. Let's see. All right. We're good. We're good. Hey, guys. Let's do this. All right. Here we go. We're good. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Ruth Marquise, your favorite realtor. Welcome to the Ruth and Relationship Show. I am your host, Ruth Marquise, aka your favorite realtor, aka your favorite credit specialist, aka your love negotiator. I help men and women create quality. Wait, I help men and women get into quality relationships that lead to quality families, that lead to quality communities, that leave quality legacies. Let's build. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? Hey, Instagram, the BDM Show, Realtor Design, MMM Mortgage. How are you today? All right. If you're on here, say hi. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay. No, I don't need a logo design, but thank you. All right. So today's topic is are men and women bitter when it comes to relationships? Are men and women bitter when it comes to relationships? Are men and women bitter when it comes to relationships? Are men and women bitter when it comes to relationship? You guys know I love to hear your comments, what you have to say about the topic. Bitter when it comes to relationships. in relationships and dating. Y'all know, y'all get it. But title can only be so long. I'm just saying. Putting my hashtag, my cash tag in there. Ruth the Realtor. I say realtor like realtor, not realtor. We laugh about this all the time. It's not realtor. It's realtor. Some realtors say realtor, so never mind. Potato. All right, we're good to go. Pinned. Some things must be done on the site. So, are you bitter when it comes to relationships? Like, are you bitter when it comes to giving your heart away? Are you making people pay for what happened in the past? Like, when you look at the online scene right now, right? Like, what does it look like? Does it look like, oh my God, sunshine and flowers? Like, men love women and women love men, and we're all excited to be in relationship with each other? Or does it look like an all-out war zone? Now, if you're not like in these internet streets, you'll be like, what is she talking about? Honey, the men out here saying all men ain't, all women, all these women want to do is take half your money. The women out here says men only want to use you and discard of you. So, and in light of the death of Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, a lot of people came out being real bitter, sounding real bitter. And for the women that they say were bitter, that is true. And I already told y'all, cut it out. I already told everybody, told you to cut it out. Umar Johnson told you to cut it out. And he called y'all queens and, mothers of the earth and all that, whatever he called, right? Everybody is like, this is not right to be like, oh, he deserved it. And finally, like the death of this, a real life, a real soul that you did not create, that God created, like that is going to make men change. Meanwhile, you keep the same stance. Meanwhile, you have the same flavor, the same bitter taste in your mouth about men. What's going to change? All they going to do, you already know what happened when somebody died. They just going to double down, right? Jesus died and they doubled down and had Christianity all over the world. That's all that happens. So if you don't make the changes that you want to see, it's not happening, sis. It's really not. Okay? So let's talk about bitterness. And to be honest, a lot of times I had to cut it off. When I was listening to Kevin Samuels, sometimes I had to cut it off because I was like, it's a lot of bitterness in his heart too, as well. That's the other side. That's the other side. That's why I said what I said. If you watched my late night episode, what was it? Around 1:30, okay? It was on YouTube. Check it out. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go to Ruth Marquise and subscribe to that YouTube channel, okay? Subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to see the latest shows, okay? Make sure you hit the like button. So, what you really need to do in this moment is self-reflect. Because when people are going to funerals and stuff like that, the whole point is for you to remember that you are dust and you're going to come back. You're going to go back to where you came from, which we all came from the dirt. We were made. I was never a monkey. I'm sorry. Like God created me, right? In his image, and he created you. But when somebody moves on or transitions, it's time for the people to reflect on earth. Like, okay, what is this anger, right? What is anger going to do for me right now? How is anger going to make my life better? That's all I see is bitterness on the men's side and bitterness on the women's side. Like y'all are, it's like we are acting like this is a game. But somebody actually lost their life and then it's a game. Oh, we won this match. What is bitterness defined? I remember being bitter. Thank you for sharing the video, love. I appreciate it. Shout out to Gina Ter Johnson. Share this live, please. Share this video. Nothing's to be gained about spreading bitterness and saying, oh, well, people get what they deserve. Like, you're not God. Because if you got what you deserve, come on, somebody. Hey, if you got what you deserved, we'd all be dead right now, right? So let's stop talking like that. Let's go into ourselves. You can either be part of the problem or you can be part of the solution. And if everybody worked on themselves, the dating scene, the relationship scene will be a happy-go-lucky, ha ha ha, kiki cat, I found my love in my life type situation. But because everybody's still hurting over childhood trauma, over somebody letting you down in the past, we're going to dig into this topic today. Okay, so if hit the like button if it's something that you want to talk about. Now, bitterness. And people going to be like, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. Women can be bitter. Men can be bitter. Right? We don't like hearing the woman bitter, the bitter woman syndrome. Like, we don't want to hear that. Men are bitter too. They talk about we go to another country. We're gonna go somewhere else. Okay, that's just hurt. Somebody hurt them. That's where that phrase comes from. Who hurt you? All right. So let's go into the definition. Bitterness. The definition of it is anger and disappointment at being treated unfairly. As a man, if you're watching this as a man, I want you to ask yourself: do I feel anger from because of women, or do I feel disappointed at women for being treated unfairly? Do I feel disappointed by being treated unfairly? Whether it's, and we're going to get to those reasons, but on the surface level, she said I didn't make enough money for her. You know, I didn't look good enough for her. I didn't dress well enough for her. You know, treated unfairly. I was too short. These are the easy ones, right? Something I was lacking in something and I got treated unfairly. Or I was a really good man to her and she still treated me like I was her ex-boyfriend, or that I was like a dusty dude. Women, do you have anger towards men or disappointment towards men because you were treated unfairly? Whether you were hurt, whether you felt used, whether you felt abused, that is the definition of bitterness. You were treated unfairly and you just still mad about it. You were still mad about it. Bitterness is a spiritual problem. You can't really see it. It don't show up like on your outfit. You can't. It's not a tattoo that you wear. It's not like you could walk around like the movie, like who likes sci-fi movies? I love sci-fi. I do. I almost watched one. I was like, listen, some sci-fi movies is a little horror-y for me, right? But in the future, can you imagine in the future that a woman or a man, they have bitter on their arm, and you be like, moving. It's like, dang, he fine, but he bitter. Look at that. Look, did you see his arm light up as it say bitter? Maybe we should write a movie on that, right? The woman get a tattoo on her forehead that says bitter. Oh my gosh. A lot of y'all will be dried up. If that be the case. Y'all be dried up. They won't let you out. Because you won't even, if you knew, can you imagine you couldn't scrub it? Every time somebody saw you, bitterness right there. You were bitter about your parents. You were bitter about your siblings. You were bitter about your baby's father, your baby's mother. You was bitter about an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, an ex-husband, ex-wife. You couldn't scrub it off. Everybody got to see it. Like the Scarlet Letter. Everybody got to see your bitterness. And they were constantly acting like you got a disease. Like, oof, moving on. If that was to happen, I bet you everybody get their stuff together. And the only way you could erase this mark is by processing what's in your heart. Sometimes when things are, that's what I want you to know. When things get too much for you, know that it's a problem that God has to solve. Not to say that God's going to do all the work. You got to do the work, but you got to bring it to God. Because like I said, it's not something you see. It's not something you see. So when you're going to talk about things that you can't see, but you can see, you can hear bitterness coming out somebody's mouth. Can you not? You can hear them talking in that way. You can see their actions show that they're bitter. It's a spiritual problem. Have you ever heard somebody's name and it made you upset? Ooh, don't mention that person's name to me. Don't mention that person's name to me. I had this happen to me before where it wasn't a person, but it's just a person triggered a topic And then I found myself ranting about and I'm like, I feel like I said this 5 times before. But then I realized after I was upset, I said, wait, so this person is judging my life. And the very thing they're mad about that has nothing to do with them, they're not getting that from their life and acting like they're better off than me when we both know I'm better off than them, right? In this area. But I'm going to allow the bitterness of this person to rub off on me? Absolutely not. And I say, you know what? I will never, ever again. You got to get to a place where you say, I will never, ever again let this issue or someone's judgment of me or someone's criticism of me allow me to get me off my square. I tell people all the time, your attitude, your mindset, my attitude, my mindset is either going to cost me money or make me money that day. I don't get to clock in, clock out, and automatically make the money for the day. I actually have to come from a place of I have the proper mindset, I have the proper work ethic, and we're moving everything forward today because of the attitude. Meaning I have to protect my space from negative, toxic people, toxic ideas, toxic things that's going to set me back. And if your money, hey, if your money depended on your mindset, if your money depended on your attitude, if your money was on the line, a lot of y'all would get rid of some of the stuff in your heart. A lot of you guys would get rid of some of the stuff in your mind. If you're on here, you can say hi. You can say hi. Hit me up with a hi in the comments. I appreciate it. If not, that's cool. Somebody said a name. Somebody said a top. Oh, I hate that guy. Don't say that guy's name around me. Don't bring up my ex name around me. But you can. You can't bring it up their name. They want to talk about it. They got to talk about it, right? You got to process. Are you going to pass down bitterness to your children? Really? That's what you're going to do? Bitterness is anger turned inwards. Bitterness is anger turned inwards. The quiet people. I'm coming for you, quiet people. I'll never go out and bust no windows out, no car. I'm better than that. I am holier than that. But in your heart, you're a little mad about some things. You're a little upset. Maybe I'm talking about somebody else. I ain't talking about you. I'm just talking about who I'm talking about. It's really good to know where you are. It's so good to know how you feel about it, because guess what? I remember when because I can admit to my stuff. Oh, baby, I admit? You need to watch the Ruth Relationship. Don't try to be admitting all types of stuff. Yeah, it's bad. No, it's good. I remember a friend of mine she fell in love with a man and she met him on a dating app. And I was like, I'll never get on one of their dating apps, right? Lies, I did after years later. And she was falling in love, and I was coming out of a relationship that ended horribly. Okay. But sometimes you have an okay relationship and then it ends bad. And that was it. So you're just kind of confused, like, wait, what happened? Was I? Oh, dang. Right? But I was like, for somebody to do something like that, it was just egregious. The sin was just a lot. I was like, it's punishable by death. I mean, right? It's kind of punishable by death. I mean, the Bible speaks on it, but I'm gonna leave it alone. So I was like, I don't want to hear nothing about love. I don't want to see nothing about love. I don't want to hear about love. I'm cool. You mentioned the word love at this time. I said, sis, I don't mean no harm, but I'm not in that place right now. Don't say nothing about love to me. Can anybody admit that they've ever been there? See, sometimes the people can, and when you are admitting things, it's not for the world to see, it's for you to cleanse your soul. Admit that. You don't think I get up from the show and be like, I feel better. I do. It's because we keep things in our heart a lot. We keep things under our sleeve. And what does it do? It boils and festers. It becomes like bacteria to our soul because we won't speak on it, because we won't tell the truth. And if you just say, yeah, Ruth, you know what? I was bitter about that. You don't even gotta say it's right now. This is what I learned. You don't even gotta say it's right now. Like, don't ever. I learned this. Don't ever tell people what you're going through right now. You can tell them what you went through. You can tell them how you made it. But if you don't have a solution to your problem, you just don't bring that thing up. And like, no, we're not talking about that right now because I didn't get the solution. So all I can do is complain to somebody that can't do nothing for me anyway. Hey, Chuck, how are you? So sometimes we can be bitter and somebody says the person's name. Somebody does something to us. That topic just makes us upset. Some people say dating. Some people say relationships. Some people say love. You say the word men. You say the word women. Bitterness. They just ready to go off. Okay? So each incident of bitterness begins with hurt. He says, hi, beautiful. Hey, Chuck. How are you? Thank you. Each thing, you've been hurt. Bitterness just says you've been hurt. Somebody hurt me. Right? When people say, who hurt you? It's like a rub, like to say, you mad because somebody hurt you. Okay, fine. Everybody's been hurt. Each incident, okay, whether that person hurt you intentionally or not, that wound runs deep. Whether they hurt you on purpose or not, that wound, the scar, the cut, the things that they did, it hurts. You thought that you were going to get a good result, and you ended up with some effed up results, okay, with some bad results. And you thought that you went in with high hopes, big plans. Looks like when we're in our 20s, oh, we about to conquer the world. When you get to 30 something, you be like, nah, man, I'm just trying to conquer my life. When you get to 40 something, you like, can I ever get to my destination? You just start giving up. I don't know, because I ain't 40. Right? But it starts happening in 30s. We start readjusting. Like, first we was gonna be billionaires, then we're gonna be millionaires. Then can I just at least make 6 figures? Okay, can I just at least increase my income by $10,000? Okay, can I just retire ever? We just keep dwindling down. Oh, I'm gonna fall in love and we're gonna have a beautiful family and my family's gonna be perfect. I ain't what he say? Wale says, and I ain't never had a baby mama. And every time he says that, I'll be like, yet, because he was younger. Now he got no shade. But he said, thank God I never had a baby mama either. Yeah, he got one now. That's what it's called, life. It's called surprise. It's called you thought you was running things, but life is running things, okay? Now you can control some things. You can. But when you're participating in some things, you're going to get some results. If you deny that you are hurt, if you deny that you have a wound, if you deny it, and you don't process it with forgiveness, you become bitter. If you start denying, like I would say, I was going through something and I said, I'm okay. And people was like, you're not okay. Don't even say you're okay. You're not okay. It's okay not to be okay. And that was the first time I was like, oh, snap. Because I say, well, you know what? It's two schools of thoughts on that. In the Bible, the lady said her son was like all the way dead. And she was like, I'm going to go get me a healing. So everybody was asking her, are you okay? She says, all is well. So you're speaking life. But on the other hand, to say you're not okay is just to admit and process that, you know what, right now, I might not be the best that I'm doing. Like may not be at my highest of joy, of happiness, or whatever, because I'm going through something. If you continue to deny that you're going through something, then you're never going to process it. You didn't acknowledge when you look back and was like, that happened, that happened, that happened, that. Dang. I need to give myself some credit because a lot of things happen. I need to process and acknowledge it so I wouldn't be bitter. Okay. Now, they were saying the research was showing how when you get to your late 30s and your early 40s, you have a choice as a woman that you can decide, you know what? I'm going to move forward with the future. I'm going to let go of my past. Or you could be on the other side and say, you know what? I'm gonna play the victim. Look what life done did to me. My life has been horrible. I remember, yo. I used to go to these little people think I don't party, but back in the day, I did go to a couple of events, right? Back in the day. And you would meet somebody. Well, I would forgive me. Don't judge me. But I would meet somebody, I'll start talking to them. I would start telling my whole entire life, like sitting there, and then it was like, you had this happen to you, and then I like we were just like one up in each other. Nobody, but your parents wasn't strict as my parents, and then we start one up in each other on the pity party, and I was like, wait, what just happened there? It happened a couple times. Like I ain't doing that no more. Like did we just one up each other on how bad? Are we competing on how bad our childhoods were? Are we competing on how bad things? I said this ain't right. All right. So I'm gonna grab this charger real quick. Don't go nowhere. 1 second. I'm back. All right. So bitterness takes away your joy. Okay. Bitterness takes away your joy. Afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you, Abdul? All right, we're good. Everything plugged up. All right. It makes you see a blue sky and paint it black. You don't appreciate the weather. You're complaining. Yo, have you been in the Northeast, right? Hey Lalu. Hey Norma, how are you? Have you ever been in the Northeast? I remember the days where like you might say, like if you're in Philly, you might say, oh, today, look at it, it's so windy. Why is it not nice? Like every single day is not picture perfect 75 degrees. People have a complaint. If it's I guess I got to go the other way. If the I had to switch my thinking because I hate the snow. All right. He says, "Hello, great one. I'm sure you're doing greater than yesterday." Yes, I am. I hope you are too. Thank you. I had to switch it and switch into great gratitude mode. Okay. So as I told you, I used to drive Uber. So as an Uber driver, it was snowing on the ground, and when it was snowing on the ground, well, I had to say I'm grateful that it's not snowing right now because baby, when it was freshly snowing, I noticed the difference. I was sliding like I was at Jams. Okay, if you've been to Philly, what is it called? It's called it's Jams, but it's something new now. If you know the name, put it in the chat. Okay, I don't know. Rolling Thunder now. Okay, Rolling Thunder. We were skating on that ice. So I had to be grateful that it's not snowing right then and there. Then when it stopped snowing, I was like, I'm grateful, that it's not snowing. There's no snow on the ground. And then when there was no snow on the ground and it was cold, I was grateful there was no snow. When it was regular cold, I was grateful that it wasn't freezing cold. When it was raining, I was grateful that at least it was warmer and not icy. Okay, because I got caught in one of them joints where I was at black ice. Ooh, just a little rain and some freezing That's cool. We're good. Can y'all hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? We are back. Thank you so much for your patience. It's the Ruth and Relationship Show. All right, we're talking about, are men and women bitter when it comes to relationships, dating, all of that good stuff? Are they bitter? All right. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. Thanks for telling me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Are you ever going to stop saying that? I don't think so. Unless phones get flawless, completely flawless. All right. So I just got to make sure I got Facebook up and we're good to go. Can you hear me now? There we go. Alrighty. Our audience in Facebook, she said yes, but it's still low with some sound. Okay, like the background. That's the laptop acting up. Is it still low? That part I can't. Still low with some sounds. Okay, hopefully I can speak up and you can hear me better. All right. All right. There we go. We're back. All right. Now, we were talking about bitterness, and I was going on this long rant. I'm grateful for their weather. Somebody told me a long time ago that you are you don't worry about the weather outside. It's the weather on the inside that matters. And I took that with me my whole life. I think I learned that at 18, and I've been trying to make my weather ever since then. Humans, not a gender thing, right? Yeah, you went from the title. Yeah, so men are bitter by because of what women have done in their past, and women are bitter because of things that men have done in their past. You said bad English, lol, but yeah, it's low with some feedback, but it's okay. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, credit woman, how are you? My sound is I got you. No worries. All right. I don't really know what's going on with the sound, but I am going to do the best I can with what I have today. Cause what I make my own weather, baby. That's it. If you want to hear me better, go to YouTube. I'm on YouTube. The channel is Ruth Marquise. I'm on Facebook if you're my Facebook friend. All of those are better. I got my mic here. We're good. It's just the phone's a little tricky. So sorry about that. All right, being bitter. We talked about men and women are bitter. Okay. Um, I don't know like why the word gender triggers people sometimes. Like they're men in the world, they're women in the world. Like we got to get over that part. Hey Keisha, hello. How are you? She's like, good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? Right? We're talking about being bitter. Okay. So as you can see, the landscape online is full of bitter people, men and women on both sides. But at the same time, like you can't overcome bitterness with bitterness, right? If you feel like men are bitter and they're treating you wrong, you can't be bitter towards them and feel like you're going to win. It's a lose-lose situation. As a man, if you feel like women are bitter and then they keep hurting you, it's a lose-lose situation. Y'all gonna keep on hurting each other. So the only solution that I see is everybody work on their itch. Everybody work on their heart. Everybody get rid of their bitterness, their childhood, because the reason why you chose that person is because you were not healed from your childhood traumas. Somebody rejected you. Somebody put you down. Somebody was messing with you. You got bullied. Whatever was going on, and then you got attracted to somebody that had trauma. He said, "Oh, okay." Explains the sound. Yep, my phone has always muffled. You missed the beginning days of this thing. Nobody heard nothing. I'd be talking for a whole hour. They heard nothing, right, Keisha? It's like, girl, we're gonna try. We're gonna put up our volumes, child. Thank you for roughing it out with me. But yeah, so let's see. So yeah, we can stay bitter or we can change. And like I've admitted to it. Sometimes I was bitter after a breakup. And oh, it was like all men was like, I didn't want to talk to men at all. Like, don't. It happened all in one day when I just opened my heart. It's like, you know what? Y'all all not that bad. All of y'all can't be bad, right? Just because of what one person did, it just makes you not trust people anymore. And you cannot, she said, right, LOL, right? you cannot you cannot go into a new situation with old problems, right? Even the Bible says like you can't pour wine into old wineskins. You gotta throw it out and get new wineskins. Like stop trying to fix, like stop trying to put new things, like that's like having a dirty bowl and like putting, quality fine wine in your dirty bowl and trying to drink it up and thinking that it's not gonna be dirty. You got to clean that bowl out. You got to clean out some bitterness. You got to clean out some frustration. Every woman is not trying to get you for your money, however much money that is, sir. Every man is not trying to use you. If that was the case, we'd all quit, and nobody in the entire world will find their match and be happily ever after, if that ever even exists, right? We don't believe in happily ever after. We believe in every day I choose to love, and that's what it's going to be. I'm in love because I choose to be in love, not because you give me butterflies every day. No, I'm choosing to love you. All right. So bitterness destroys your peace, and when you hold it for a long time, it destroys your health. Have you ever heard people say like, "Girl, you need to let go of them grudges," and that person doesn't let go? They start getting headaches. They're grinding their teeth. I was like, "Ooh, grinding your teeth." High blood pressure, ulcers, diabetes. No, all those things can lead to diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Like it literally can kill you. Bitterness can kill you. You need to let go of the stress. Let it go, because it's kind of like taking a pill. That's why they call it unforgiveness. I think bitterness is a word, the same thing as unforgiveness, because they're saying like unforgiveness is a pill that you like, it's swallowing a poison pill and expecting the other person to die. You're only hurting yourself. They really don't care. They don't really remember what they did to hurt you. You want to know how I know? Because if you ever borrowed money from somebody, and when it was time to pay them back, you had complete amnesia. Come on, somebody. You forgot all about paying them. You don't know the number. You didn't remember that you owed them nothing. But the person that actually gave the money remembers the date, the time, the place. They remember what you said. They remember all the requirements, all the proof that you gave, the pay stubs, all the stuff that you could pay to prove that you could pay this debt. They remember everything. You the one forgot because it's not your money on the line, right? You just like, ooh, I received. That's the same thing with bitterness. You remember because you gave your heart out. You remember because you gave your love, your heart, your joy, your peace to somebody, and they promised you things, but they never delivered on those promises, or it was halfway, and you had unmet expectations. He said, okay, we can't even hear you. Sound so low. I'm sorry. I don't know why it sounds so low. I'm about tired of starting this live over. It's just glad to be low today. Please turn the volume up. Right? You got secret expectations. You can go on YouTube and view it, Ruth Marquise, or Facebook. Secret expectations and broken agreements. They promised they was gonna love you. They promised they was gonna be there for you. They promised they was gonna help you raise that kid. As soon as the weather changed, they changed their mind. As soon as somebody else came along, they changed their minds. They never told you, you was not everything that I wanted in somebody. They didn't tell you that part. They just went with somebody they thought was everything. And that can turn you into a bitter person, because bitterness is just nothing but anger turned inwards. Bitterness is hurting yourself. You're mad and people can hear it. You're rejoicing over people's death. You're happy when bad things happen to people. Right? It's an unforgiving attitude. You have resentment. You got jealousy towards other people. And it's so easy to have jealousy nowadays because everybody posting their stuff. You're like, why I can't have that? Why? Or you had something good, right? You know what I love about God? Everybody got something good. Oh, thank you. I got a new subscriber. Thank you so much. Guys, y'all can go over to YouTube and subscribe. Like Tony, I appreciate you, love. We connected, y'all. I hope you win the next I hope you win the next drawing. I gave out free Wawa card for guess the price. All right. So because all the people that really follow, they won. So all right, stay tuned. But yeah, you get jealous and it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong. I'm gonna say follow me on wait, YouTube channel. Hold on. YouTube for better sound. Hold on, y'all. Thank you, Facebook. I appreciate y'all patience and YouTube. Go to YouTube Marquise for better sound. All right. But I do want my Instagram people to know who I am. We gotta talk. All right. Pin that comment. Make sure you subscribe too. All right. So we gotta deal with some stuff. She says, "You're welcome." I appreciate it, love. All right. So, and I didn't get a chance to watch some videos, but I will. Jealousy. People don't want to say stuff that's real. Okay. I remember being jealous of other people that started at the same time as me. I can admit it. That's why people got mad at me for shutting off every realtor off my Facebook page. They got mad at me in real life. But what I was doing was, when you are, let's say you are pregnant, right? Your baby is enclosed in your belly. You have no access to other people's baby. That thing is enclosed, it's growing on the inside. So I didn't want to be influenced by other people's ideas, what they were doing, and nothing like that. I just cut everybody, like I just took that off because I didn't want to be jealous of this person, jealous of that person. And it turned into World War III. All the guys in person. But wait, I was mad because this is the part I was mad about. People would be my Facebook friend in my office and they wouldn't even say hi to me in real life. I said, "Oh, all y'all got to go." Because you are taking up space. The people can get to know me and be my client. Are you kidding me? So they got mad. But it was only the guys that really said something. The women just was quiet, bitter, and mad. But the men was like, "Hey, yo, why you unfriend me on Facebook?" They thought it was a thing. I didn't know that unfriending people was like going to be this big thing. But like when God told me to do something, I just do it. It was like one of the best choices I made personally. And so the things that I came up with in my career, I can't say I copied anybody because I was isolating myself so that I can come up with my own stuff. But when I did allow myself to look at other people's stuff, then I kept looking at my stuff like it wasn't worth it. I kept looking at my business like I'm not doing nothing. People were telling me, and I thought they wanted the best for me. And in reality, they did not want the best for me. They pit me in my mind against other realtors that those people, I had to tell myself a million times, honey, that lady does not have the same amount of children. She has no children. She can work day and night. Those kind of people are always going to lapse you. They are always going to beat you. They're always going to go faster than you. You got to be okay with where you are because don't do it, Ruth. Not today. My baby went to the prom and she looks so beautiful. All of my daughters, they got taller. They almost my smallest daughter is at my shoulder. Like that is my pride and joy. And I know what pride and joy mean now. Like, yes, they are beautiful. They are smart. They are intelligent. And they're leaning on me. So I can't be jealous of people that they would love to be in my shoes. They don't have any children. They did not make the same choices I made. And I'm going to be jealous of them. That person could be jealous of me for a different reason that I'm jealous of them. Keisha said, number one rule, never let your coworkers on your Facebook page. I just thought everybody knew that. Anthony says, good afternoon, beautiful. Rose. Thank you. Okay. Tony says, I remember being jealous of one of my friends a long time ago. Not anymore. I was jealous because she graduated college and I didn't. She met an awesome man of God. And at the time I was single. There you go. Thank you so much for being honest. And it'll help somebody to put your testimony out there because last time I checked the girl, she said when I was single because she's not single anymore. Okay. So I'm happy that we can admit to, it's like when we're admitting to our stuff, we help other people in denial that want to say, oh, I'll never be jealous, I'll never be this, I'll never be that, I never such and such a day in my life. I hate when people do that. Please stop doing that, y'all. I never da, 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 in a day in my life. Come on, cut it out. You can't say never. Because if you say never, it's probably gonna happen soon. Okay. We had this little saying when I was younger: never say never, never say never. That cut me to stop saying never, right? Because as soon as I said never, God's like, I'm gonna show you. I was like, all right, now I can't do that. So bitterness is giving an unforgiving attitude. He says, I don't believe men are bitter. We just want honesty. No, there's men. There, ladies. Do y'all think there's some bitter men out there? Because bitter doesn't have to be in their attitude. Bitter can be in their actions. Men that are bitter don't mind discarding women. That's how you can show that men are bitter. They like, why would you treat somebody like they not a child of God? You get what I'm saying? So that you can say that they're not, but when it's like, I could never, one thing I got a lot of respect for men, because one thing I could never say was I was in a relationship with a woman. Oh, y'all got all types of patience. I've never been in a relationship with a woman. I don't know what it's like. I told y'all she hit me with the 85-part text. I wasn't in the girl. And when she did that to me, I said, oh man, I don't think I could ever be. I got to deal with some stuff. So women know how men can be. They know that it's like your friends, they know one side of you, but the person that's living with you, they really know who you are. They know how many times you shower. They know that you don't brush your teeth in the morning. Come on, somebody. So women know men. Women know men. They do. So yeah, the women tell me all the time that, or you can hear them and saying like, oh, all women are this, all women are that. Either side. If you say all, you're bitter. Because you can't say every woman in the world is anything. We're all different. You can't say any man is anything. They're all different. Tony says, yes, there are some bitter men. I met a few. Yep. They're like, oh, they'll say stuff like, all women are gold diggers, all these kind of things. And I know y'all want honesty. I feel like that's two separate points, right? And women want honesty too. I have not yet to see a man to be like, well, I'm dating 6 girls right now. Come on, somebody. Come on. Y'all don't say stuff like that. Y'all want honesty, but do y'all ever say that? And y'all know they say I'm on y'all side. I can't get this one piece of here. Okay. Right? Y'all know y'all don't never talk about another woman in another woman's presence. I swear y'all got that on down pat. Down pat. So yeah. So that's my opinion. All right. So here's the things that men I'm glad you said this, because let's talk about what men are bitter about. Okay. Number one, they get screwed over, but they don't have support to cope. Okay. Women, you could go to church, you got a women's support group. I don't, it's not that they don't exist, but men's support group is not like full like the women's support group. Okay. Talking about your feelings and needing help. You can't admit to needing help as a man and not be looked down on. Y'all get to not asking for directions. Y'all like, I ain't asked for no directions, right? Because it's a sign of weakness that, that you didn't know what was going on. And then that woman could be like, you don't know where you're going. You don't want to look bad. Y'all fighting because the woman want to stop, get directions, and the man doesn't, right? You can't ask for help, right? And that when you're not asking for help, men don't want to go to therapy. Not to say that no men, but I'm just saying in general, they're like, no, I ain't going to no stranger to tell me what I know. But it gets worse over time. Number two, another thing men get bitter about is the support available to them tells them to hate women. Anthony, I need you to, I don't want to send you here, but there's something called a manosphere, okay? You would swear they hate women. I swear. But, some of the stuff I be trying to defend the women and I just can't, because nobody made you say it, ma'am, and nobody made you do it. But in honesty, they keep picking at the women that are They're highlighting women behaving badly. Okay, they're highlighting women behaving badly. Never once do they be like, this woman is honorable. This woman is a good woman. So you're gonna tell me there's no good women in the entire world? Not one? Not one that you could even say, you know what? I don't like two things about you. If you work on those two things, you'd be the perfect woman. Not even that much? No, it's not possible. It's not possible. There are good women out there. They just not wherever they you just haven't met them yet. They don't be outside. All right. So like I said, the support that men get, they teach them, just pump and dump. They teach them you don't really need to get married. There's a whole red pill community that is not for men getting married. And y'all know y'all want to get married. So it's like, okay, red pill. And then what? I don't want to be a beta male. So I gotta be red pill, right? All right, these guys are telling me that I have to treat women a certain way, don't be nice to women ever, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, y'all still want to get married. Why? Because y'all y'all love us. Don't act like you don't love us because we love y'all. Number three, the number three thing that men are bitter about is the manipulation. This I just discovered. And I knew it, but I just discovered. So having a baby, okay, women can have a baby. Not Tristan. I don't remember who it was, but women can have a baby. I swear it was like a Tristan dude. Have a baby without men consenting. Y'all have a conversation like, I don't want to have a baby. But then when it's time to have the baby, the woman has the baby anyway, right? And I saw a post. That says, it's okay for like women to like either like decide they don't want to have a baby anymore, but a man has to have a baby and has to pay child support. Like, so don't be, so they were trying to say, don't be mad if a man walks away and says, I don't want a baby. You can't be mad. And I'm like, to be fair, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, right? If you have a right, if you said, well, you know what, I have disposed, or I said I didn't want to be pregnant anymore, then men should have the same right to say, I don't want to have this baby. You can't do nothing. Oh, the flip side too. Men, there's some men. I knew a guy who every time I should have known. Every time somebody was about to have his baby, they aborted the baby. And I was like, dang, that's messed up. But I didn't realize why it was messed up. He was not fit. He was really not fit to be a dad. But I really think that you could see how men don't have power in those situations. And then it's like, okay, you was dealing with a woman and now the law has entered. The law come tell you what you got to do. The law come tell you this and that. So men get bitter about that, right? And then these kids, these babies are being purposely used just to get child support or to get a ring. Even if you was like, no, he had a baby, so he got to take care of his baby. But what about the women that use their pregnancy to get a ring? That doesn't exist. So you have a right to be bitter. It ain't good for you, but hey, we understand. Number four, reason why men are men are bitter about. Women don't need men as much financially as they used to. Women don't need men as much as they did before. So now it makes sense. We're working now. We make money. So the only one up there is to ask you to make a ridiculous amount more than us, right? That makes sense. I'm not saying it makes sense to do it. It makes sense why people do it, because like before, your regular job was fine because I wasn't working. I was going to be a housewife. But now that I have a job, then you can't have the same job as me. You got it better. That's what women are thinking. That's where the six-figure thing came up. It's like, well, the only way to do hypergamy now, I make $34,000 on average. I just want to ask for an astronomical amount. Anyway, y'all know I'm joking. So it was easier back in the day to date because women just wanted, oh, I just want him to have a job. Now it's all of a sudden like man having a job is like he's just a loser. Oh, you got 9 to 5. He is such a loser. Right? Courtney was on this panel. I was watching the Peep Network, and she was like, what's wrong with getting a man that works 9 to 5 and come home and I'm living behind under I work as well. I know when he's coming home and I'm content with my life. I live below my means, right? I live below my means. I don't need a bunch of material things and we have a happy life together. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. But you know what the argument was? Well, why do we have to have a lack mentality? Now we've got a lack mentality. Now we've got a poverty mentality. Now I'm like, are y'all kidding me? So if the women have high expectations, say this man must have 6 figures, you're not happy. If the woman has, I got to be content with whatever he's bringing in and whatever I'm bringing in, we're going to make it work. We're still going to invest. We're still going to do our thing. But I'm going to be content because I have my man. I get to see him. I get to be around him. And I don't want to have to work his fingers to bone so I can have nice things. I'm going to have what I can have. You still get criticized for it. Either way. If you watch me on YouTube, you can hear a lot better. Anthony says, I learned some very valuable things after being married 20 years and now divorced. We had a show on if the relationship ended, is it deemed a failure? So yeah, you might want to check that out. If I knew what I knew now, I would have never married that type of woman. It was all about the money. It did not make me bitter in the end, just wiser and smarter. And I agree with that. It could be a lesson learned just because. Now, please take what I'm saying into consideration. Just because it didn't end well doesn't mean you're automatically bitter. You could take it as a lesson learned, but I'm talking about the majority. If you're sitting here watching this video, most likely the majority of your feelings are not bitterness, right? You're just tweaking at this point because you learn and grow. People that are bitter, they ain't got time to learn and grow nothing, okay? They really, right? But we can have an area that we were bitter. I just said that somebody brought up a topic and it made me I'm like, wait. That's the old rhetoric. That's the same things I've been saying. I don't have to prove myself in this area. I just have to get over the fact that this person is negative, toxic, and bitter, and that's their problem. They're mad because of something they want from about my life. They're mad about that. And I can't keep defending myself to people that already know where I stand in my heart. So yeah, thank you for sharing that with us, Anthony. I agree. Yeah, you don't want to be with somebody that's all about the money. Absolutely. And I appreciate that you're saying she's a type of woman. One thing I've learned that there are types of men, types of women. You want to get the right type. You cannot put everybody in the same category. They cannot, it cannot be. Everybody not the same. So we have to choose, we got to know the right types to choose and choose them. I'm not tired of you, Instagram. I'm sorry. All right. So the number 5 thing that men are bitter about, the number 5 thing that men are bitter about is they can't just get the girl like the movies say. And I was like, wait a minute. So y'all believe in the fairy tale too? The guys believe in the fairy tale. They told us that we believe in Hollywood movies and fairy tales, and we're Cinderella and we get swept off our feet by the prince. Prince Charming saves the day. But I didn't consider that men feel like that is their fantasy. That is what's going to happen for them too. And reality, they overlook maybe that girl is not going to like you. Maybe you're not her Prince Charming. Maybe you're not her type. Maybe you don't have something that she wants. So men thinking I'm going to get the girl every time, like in the movies, it sets them up for disappointment. That's why we've always said on the Ruth and Relationship Show, you go for people that want you back. Whoever wants you back, that is your dating pool. That is your relationship pool. Stop reaching up like reading rainbow, right? Butterfly in the sky. Sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look. Is it not book? And read it. I gotta finish the song when I start. I'm sorry, y'all. Right? We reaching for that top girl and not realizing that we don't have what the top girl wants as a man. We're reaching for the top guy and we don't realize we don't have what the top guy wants. Adjust your expectations. You're not going to get the girl every time. You're going to realize, like Anthony said, you take it, you get the girl and then you kind of spit it back out like, nah, it wasn't all what it cracked up to be. A lot of guys say that she wasn't all the way she cracked up to be. Number 6, reason why men are bitter. Men are bitter about society villainizing men. Tell me if I'm wrong, men. Tell me if I'm wrong. They make you a villain. I had to, like, this just crossed my mind. I'm like, so you mean good guys got to deal with the fact off the rip they are guilty until proven innocent. I was put in a position of guilty until proven innocent by a person that was harmed in the past. It's not a good feeling. Why I gotta defend myself? I ain't never do nothing wrong to you. Why I gotta defend myself when I have not exhibited those traits? Why would you think I was cheating when I never gave you a reason, even if I ain't never do. Okay. So you see how that works? All guys are dogs. All men cheat. How many times I have to say that and hope they ain't block me? Don't block me. Don't mess up the algorithm. It's okay. You can say that. They ain't gonna block you for that. But if you say women are, then you got a problem. Society villainizes men. Men are the villain. Men are the one, the you don't think of when you think of a woman, you don't think like, oh, she could be an axe murderer. You don't think of her like that. You think automatically she's an angel until she got the knife in her hand. Until she being cutthroat, until it's too late, right? If you don't pay attention to the signs, it's your life on the line. Some guys are vigilant. They know these girls in these. He's like, never underestimate a woman, right? That guy was like, never underestimate a woman. She be the main one. Kill you with her boyfriend. Shoot. So, but society villainizes the men. So that's why men can be bitter about something. Number 7 thing that men are bitter about. Some men blame women for their status in the dating pool. They blame women for their status instead of fixing it. They're like, why I gotta make more money? You should just take me the way I am. But just because a woman is like, oh, I require this money because, when I go on maternity leave, like, what are we going to do? Like, she's already thinking of the finances because she knows she can be indisposed sometimes. You have to understand that women are not just about the money, just to be about the money. Not all women. Some women are just about the money. They don't care. But some women are just like, well, wait, when I don't work, then what's going to happen? And it's going to be my fault because y'all going to say I chose wrong. So you can see if you were a woman, if guys were a woman, oh my gosh. Because their standards are very high when it comes to certain things, not all things. It's very high. They want the finest girl that they can get. They don't never, no, right? Until they find, like, you know what, I done effed up enough. I gotta get this girl. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. If it's the truth, tell me it's the truth. Okay? If guys were girls, they'd be like, yo, you got to be a millionaire to mess with me. They focus on looks so highly. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But we love y'all though. Instead of fixing the situation, actually, men can make more money. They could look like whatever, and they could just make more money, and that will open up the floodgates for them. But some of them just like, nah, I'm just going to go back to the regular old life and do what I do, and the women better take me the way I am. Number 8. I think I'm done with the men. All right, so let's talk about the women. Keisha said they just settle like they daddy did. They just settle like they daddy did. That's horrible. Like their daddy settled. Okay. Oh, wait. Keisha says, I read it wrong. They should settle just like their daddy settled. Right? Ooh. Hope that's a good thing. But women should do the same. Men need to, women need to, and that's that. Now let's talk about what women are bitter about, because y'all want to call us bitter Betties, right? All right, women are bitter because they are told that they're not marriage material when they're getting broken up with. Women are, can you imagine us women walking around talking about you're not marriage material because you only make $32,000 a year? Y'all be heartbroken, okay? You're not marriage material because you're 5'3". We don't say that to y'all. I don't know who made it up, but it's kind of rude. We get the point, but at the end of the day, I don't know who said it, who started it, but that's what it is. So we just deal with it. So number 2, women are bitter because when they say they need a partner, they are called desperate. You know, the thing, this is why I say I love men, but they are judgmental and hypocritical in a good way, in a bad way, whatever. Because it's always damn if you do and damn if you don't. But that's with the toxic guys, to be honest with you. Actually, there's a lot of guys that are so understanding. You gotta look like look. Here come the understanding with guys if you understand guys. If you are the finest thing they could ever lay hands on, they would be the most understanding MFers you ever meet in your life. I'm just saying, ladies. Tell me I'm wrong, guys. They understand it. What? You got a felony? Oh, wear that little dress I like. Anyway, I'm just joking with y'all guys. So yeah, so it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't need a man, they say, "Oh, you're too independent, and I don't want to be with you because you don't need a man." If you say, "I need a man," then you're desperate. That don't make sense. So women can be bitter about that. Number 3, women are bitter about when they get into a situation where they are being abused. They are victim shamed because they say, "Oh, well, you chose that person. You chose that person." But I don't think anybody ever, women, we could be a little naive. We don't ever think it's going to get that bad, right? We try to overlook the red flags. Our intuition told us no, and we overlook it. But then when you want sympathy, that's why you don't talk about these things, because when you want sympathy, we want support, you want them to understand, like, but you got to understand my nature is to love regardless of what that person has done to me or how it looks like. You got to get colder as a woman to be able to date properly sometimes, especially in the beginning. If you're not cold in the beginning, you're gonna let any kind of serial killer in your life, honey. Because okay, so you gotta, yeah, you're gonna need to have that guard up, sis. Yeah, they're gonna say you chose them. And that's fine. You got to have accountability. Yeah, you did choose them, so just do better. So women just, they don't want to hear that. Like that's like saying somebody is like, I got robbed at the ATM, and people was like, well, you chose to go in that neighborhood at that time, so I don't know what to tell you. You like, but I still got robbed. Y'all don't care. All right. So another thing that women are bitter about is the stigma that if you're single at a particular age, that it's a bad thing. They call you the leftover woman. They call you what are the things that they call women? They have all these little sayings, the old maid, all of this stuff. But if the guy is single at a certain age, then oh, he's a stud and he's weighing his options. And people don't look at him funny. Only his like close family members may do this. But they don't look at him and that he's, you know, 40 or 45 or 50 or 30 and was like, well, why you aren't married now? They don't do that to men as much as they do it to women. So women can be feeling some type of way about it. Number 5, they're called sluts. They're called bees. They're called hoes. I've tried, like, as a woman and my vocabulary, I'm like, I'm still looking for the word that is the equivalent to any of these words. You call a woman the B word, it ain't no word in the language that is as harsh. Okay. It just don't sit right. It just don't give what it's supposed to give, because you want to match it. These harsh words don't exist for men. They just exist for women. You know what I mean? So it's just like you got all of these labels placed upon you. Number 6, women are bitter about that life didn't turn the way she wanted. Life didn't turn out the way she wanted. And so she can take that, internalize it. As women, we have to understand that we can change. That's why people are trying to tell us that we can change, because we don't believe that our situation could change. That's why some of us want a man, because we feel like that man is going to help us change. But if we don't listen to him, neither, it ain't going to change. You see how that works? She said he can have a beer belly. He can. He just said he can have a beer belly, but I can't. LOL. Right? Then it's a fupa, right? Oh my gosh. Like, why? Why can't men have fupas? Why? It's like, yo, our pressure to be perfect is crazy. If men had to be, if their waist had to go in like ours, come on, somebody. If their muscles had to go out like this, come on, somebody. If they had only stand on their wallet and it had to be tall, if they had to be, nobody would date you unless you're 6 foot. They'd be like, I can't. They gonna be like, I can't with life. Listen, we are born with certain things we can't change. They're born with the height they can't change. We're born with the looks that we can't change. We can modify. We sure can. They tried. We got makeup. Thank God. But then they criticize you for wearing the makeup. I can't. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. But we're gonna stay positive. So life didn't turn out for Naomi in the Bible like she wanted it to. She lost her husband and her 2 sons. Okay. So she was like, call me Mara God, because that means bitter. I'm bitter. Okay. She was pissed. So yeah, if life didn't turn out the way you want, late 30s, early 40s, you're just like, hold on, this is not how I imagined my life going. And if you don't decide to go in a positive direction, Tony's over here laughing. If you don't decide to go in a positive direction, you could just be like, you know what, I had it, I'm done. Number 7, reason why women are bitter about life, because or towards relationships, because they were left to raise a child on their own. And on top of that, instead of getting a gold sticker, a gold star, what does society reward you for taking care of your kids? They call you a ding 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 ding, a single mother. You're a single mother. You're a baby mama. These are the reasons why women get bitter. Number 8, he left you for a girl that was younger, hotter, prettier, or a different race. That's why it triggers the women when you talk about different races, because they're like, that guy left me for her. Da, 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 da. But maybe he didn't marry her neither. Maybe he did. It's okay. Number 9, he didn't make you his wife. You put years into somebody and they didn't marry you. That can make a woman bitter, especially if that happens again and again. Now, I didn't say that the woman, sometimes the woman tries her best. We've been there. We try our best. And actually, trying your best is the reason why they didn't marry you. Because 1, you picked the wrong person. And 2, you are in your masculine energy. You are trying too hard. So, again, it feels like damn if you do and damned if you don't. Number 10, childhood trauma. I'm going to leave that at that. Number 11, you're being judged for your looks and your weight. Being judged for your looks and your weight. That women are just like, I'm over it. You're either going to take it or leave it, bro. Take it or leave it. And then what's so crazy is the guy is overweight too, but he wants the girl to be smaller. Huh? I'm confused. The overweight guy wants his girl to have a small waist, but he has a bare belly. We got to adjust our expectations, my friend. Okay? So let's talk about spotting bitterness in a woman. Spotting bitterness in a woman. A woman, and I'm going to talk about a man too. Tony says that part. Yes. So here's spotting bitterness in a woman. I'm going to just go. They're defensive. A bitter woman is defensive. A bitter woman is angry. A bitter woman interacts with the opposite sex and they explode. I can show you video on video how you, like, when you go crazy like that, men can see it. They can easily see it. And women, we're so busy feeling her pain, we don't see how crazy it looks. And if you know, back in the day when they was like, don't do that in front of the people is the men, ladies. Don't do that in front of the people. The people is the men. Don't do that in front of me. I told the lady at the office, I was like, not only did you embarrassed me in front of a man. Like, what? It's not like we were all girls in here. I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't. So the girl blows up and go da 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 about men. They did this and they did that, and niggas gotta be used. And da 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 da. I can find a video for you. So, but this is a man that you ain't never date. He never did anything to you. Automatically, he on the opposition side. Women that are bitterness are hopeless. I feel bad. I feel bad. I'm hopeless. I'm like, I don't want to do this love thing no more. Not too long ago. Not too long ago. Oh my gosh, guys, I forgot all about this. Hold on one second. I forgot about the title. My bad. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that. I was like, that was me. I said, I didn't say there are no good men out there, but I was just like, I give up on love. I give up on love. Are men and women bitter? 132. Okay, ladies, when you come to the live stream, I would like to see a donation from the ladies. I got the men's. The men's were given. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Women, if you like what I said, no amount is too small. I appreciate it. There go to Cash App. Ruth the Realtor. Now, women say, no one will ever love me. As if I say this, there's going to be a guy that says, I'll love you, Ruth. You know how you was like, I was just so stupid. I love you, Ruth. What good is it to be like, to say negative things, to put negative things out there? There's no good in it, baby. There's no good in it. No good men out there. Come on, y'all got to tell me. Tell me y'all heard a woman. You never heard a woman say there are no good men out there? Hey, there are no good men out there. As if your father wasn't good. You never had an uncle or brother that was good. Okay? So how can you never had a son that was good? At least if you have a son, you can say, my son will be good. No good men out there. Meanwhile, you got a son that's listening to you say that. Come on, you got to think about what it does to a man. So you saying all of these things as another sign in spotting bitterness in a woman, they find negativity in the most simple things. Have you ever been with somebody that's bitter? You just can't be around these people. They are so annoying. Okay? They like seeing other people suffer because they've suffered. You like death on people that you've never met because you didn't like what they said. See how crazy that sounds when you start taking names out of it? That sounds crazy. You ain't give nobody life. Why are you wishing death upon them? Why are you happy and I'm dancing on your grave and all that crazy stuff? Bitter. And it's not like, oh, I'm cursing you out. No, it's the truth. The truth is the truth. I don't got time for labels. You are looked at as heartless and cruel, and somebody's watching you that would have never known that you were like that, but you put it on social media. And my friend, if you have a girlfriend that need to watch the show, Please tag her. You can tag her in private. You can tag her in public. You can sit down and watch the show next to her. But she has to hear this because minimum, take it down, sis. Minimum 5 years from now, maybe 2 years from now, the man of your dreams, if you're single, will walk into your life and he gonna go back and be like, you said what? He gonna be looking at your timeline like this girl is crazy. And he gonna turn the other way. Because guess what? I learned about men, y'all. If you not even if you do something to one to all, whatever scenario you explaining to a man, they're gonna feel the man side and not your side. Tell me I'm lying. Please tell me I'm lying. Whatever, whatsoever scenario, okay? Whatsoever scenario that you bring to the men, they're gonna be like, well, maybe he liked you. Well, maybe, I just feel bad for the dude. You can say that listen, he tortured me. Well, maybe he was having a bad day. What did you do? He tortured me and didn't feed me for 30 days and locked me in a room. Well, what did you say to the man? Tell me I'm lying. What did you say to the man to make him go off like that? I mean, you must have been really getting on his nerves. He must have snapped. He did it every day ever since I met him. He must have snapped. Dang, maybe they're always going to have sympathy for the man. You must know this as a woman. Tell me I'm lying. You don't pay attention if you tell me I'm lying. That's what it is. That's what it really is. Women that are bitter, this is how you spot them. They never change despite how unhappy they are. They never change. You cannot talk about change around them. I saw the commentary of, the passing of Kevin Samuels, and these women were on a panel and they all was saying in the boo-boo, just what you get. And even the woman that was trying, she said, I understood where he came from. I understood what he was talking about. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. She had to go more on the negative side or risk not being accepted by the women. But we as women have to stand up and say, I like this and I like that. And there's nothing you can do about it. And I like to change. I like to be a better person. And if that's not what you're about, that's cool. Maybe we can still be girls, or maybe not. But I'm not going to bend my opinion just to sound like a bitter woman like you. If we all say that, we will cut all that stuff down. But no, we want to get the opinion. We want to be on code with them. A bitter woman will push away well-intentioned conversations about change. I want to see you change. You don't want to talk about it. Oh, no, we're not bringing that up. We're not going there. That's favorite line. We're not going there right now. Because she don't want to change. Let her be. You let people like that be and let life do what it do. They struggle to view anything and not have they don't have appreciation for things. Like anything that is going on, they can't find the appreciation in it. They can't find the gratitude in it. Okay? Here's spotting bitterness in the men. They are guarded in conversation. Have you ever talked to a man? Have you ever talked to a man and he just won't open up to you? He's not open about nothing. Like he is Fort Knox. He is not telling you, how was your day? Well, why you want to know? Well, maybe not like that because that's obvious, but you never learn anything about that guy. Or when he talks, he's talking in circles. He's talking about things that don't matter. I had one guy admit to me, my sounds good, thank you. And check Instagram, please. I had one guy admit to me that he basically talk in circles. He know he ain't talk about nothing. And in your mind, as a woman, you're like, oh, we talk all night. He sounds good on the phone, girl. You tell your girlfriend, he sounds so sexy on that phone. In reality, you're like, oh my God, we talk till 3 a.m. But this guy is a professional at ear hustling, at talking that talk, that slick talk to make you feel, because they know that men, thank you, Men fall in love, women fall in love with their ears. Men fall in love with their eyes. I'm going to sing it again. Women fall in love with their ears. Men fall in love with their eyes. So when you know that, do what you got to do, sis, right? And stay away from certain things. They're guarding the conversation. Men that are bitter, they're guarding the conversation. It makes it difficult for a woman to learn something new about them. It makes it difficult for some woman to learn something new about them because they're guarded. The most sacred thing you can do. This is why it's not wise to be reacting all crazy to men when they open up to you. It doesn't matter what he tell you. It's almost like when a kid lies to you. I mean, let's say the kid does something bad. Okay, they broke the TV. And then you say, if you tell me the truth, I promise you won't get in trouble. And then you sit there and you tell me the truth, like, who broke the TV? I did it, mom. And you go nuts. You promised you wasn't going to go crazy. And now you went crazy. That's how it is when you are dealing with a man. So if you don't go crazy about the TV, you know what? It's just a material thing. I know that it was an accident. You were really trying to throw your shoe in the corner. And it's okay. I understand. I forgive you. It's all right. Let's just, in the future, let's not do that. Right? If you did that with a man, instead of saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe you told me that you felt like she was attractive. And then he opened up to you. He said, oh, I feel like, I don't know, like we need to get close in our relationship because I feel a little some type of way and I don't want to do nothing wrong. And then you're like, I can't believe you. I can't believe you. Tyrone, I can't believe you that you would ever look at another one. Shut it up. Try to understand his point of view as a man and try not to use it against him. Because the very next time, this is why I love when kids think they're getting away with stuff. Men think they do. The very next time you're going to need me, I'm going to remember. You know we can remember. Number 2, thing that's about spotting bitterness in a man. He nags about his ex. Have you ever met a guy that complained about his ex? That's a bitter man. I ain't got no much more to say about it. Either you did or you didn't meet him. Number 3, never values a woman's impact. This right here is the crux of it all. Bitter men do not value women. Bitter men do not value women. They don't see the point in having a woman. They don't see the point in loving a woman. They don't see the point in why would I take care of her? She's like, oh, woman, nah. They don't understand the value that a woman brings. So it's up to us. All right, shout out to the Jehovah's Witnesses, okay? If you ever argue with a Jehovah's Witness, they sit in training to tell you. They go ahead of you to be like, what is this person going to ask? And I need an answer. And I'm gonna not only give them an answer, I'm gonna give them a Bible verse. Women, when men are asking you, what do you bring to the table? Do me a favor. Don't be offended. Don't be like, well, you broke because you asked me that question. Because you sound stupid. Okay? You already failed it, right? You can express your discontent for the question, your disdain for the question. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't really know what a valuable woman looks like. I understand. I understand that the women in your past, they were not at that level. But let me tell you something about a woman, a good woman, and what she can do, and the value that I bring when I'm in a relationship with anybody. My unique selling proposition. I was watching Selling Sunset, and she was like, what's the problem? Why you don't want to hire me? Why you want to hire multiple people? And she dropped up, well, you never gave me a marketing plan. You just said the house is nice and do I want to sell it with you? She's like, you didn't offer me what makes you different from every other realtor. And that's what men are saying. What makes you different from every other man? Because, honey, every other woman, because, honey, he's talking to more than one girl. I don't know who told you that he was just going to look at you and decide that he was going to just marry a woman. No, he's like, wait, thank you. I see it. So you got to be ready. Why not? That's like going on an interview. Would you be offended if you went on an interview at a job and the job asked you, well, why do you want this job? Why should we hire you? They're just asking tough questions. If he's a smart dude and he wants to ask tough questions and that's the kind of relationship he wants, why would you be mad? You want somebody dumber than a brick, don't even know what to ask? I don't know where we get dumber than a brick from, but that's our thing in Philly. You over here dumber than a brick. All right, nothing good. This is a bitter man says nothing good comes from a relationship with a woman. That's how they think. That's their mentality. Nothing good comes from. Ask the married men that are happily married. They will go on and on and on about the benefits of having a wife, a teammate, someone to help you raise your children. It doesn't matter now because you're like, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that until they get older. And don't do that, Rose. Until you get older and you realize that all the good coming out of your kids, all the good coming out of your kids that you put years and years of effort into, that it was worth it. That's it. It don't matter when they young and when they little and they acting a fool and all the other kids, but when they get older and they're not making horrible decisions and they can handle themselves, that's when you was like, dang, I should have just raised my kid in a marriage with a woman. I don't want. There's a lot of guys that are really on point. They be like, I'm not having a kid. Not to knock anybody that had a kid, because listen, life happens. But some guys, they are determined to be married first. I mean, determined. And you would think like, well, y'all sound very old fashioned these days. Everybody's having kids, right? Everybody's having kids. You can go that route, or you can respect them for having values, traditional values. That's what you could do instead of trying to find a negative in that. All right, guys that are bitter are defensive. No good women in the world saying they love saying that. There's no good women. No good women. They treat women like they are of no good use to them. Have you ever met a man? This is bitter. So what he brings to the table? Oh, I do that thing. I work and I cook and I clean. I can get a maid. I can get a chef. I can get takeout. When you say these tangible things, they have these tangible answers, but we're like programmed for this stuff. So we're not thinking in the answer to the question of what do you bring to the table? Everything on the list, almost everything should be intangible, like peace, right? Like I'm there to be your cheerleader. I'm a safe space for you to come and tell me about your day, and you're not going to get negative feedback from me. I'm supportive. All of these things, everybody's going to have their own list of what they actually truly are. Once you say that, he starts looking at it, verifying it. Come on, somebody. Then he's gonna be like, all right, her words match her actions. She really is like that. All right. Another thing about a bitterness and a stingy man. I'm about to run through the rest so we can be done. He is stingy. Okay. He would not spend his money on a new woman or do nice things for her. Have anybody met a stingy man? We don't man bash, but listen, bitter is bitter. He don't want to spend no money. And I was talking to a certain kind of guy, and he was like, we don't take girls on dates to restaurants no more. Right? They get older and they're like, I don't spend so much money on women. Did I tell you to spend that much money? I got nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. Cut it out. Number 5, he is hard to please. The woman is constantly trying to prove herself to him. I know y'all know somebody has gone through this. You with somebody, and you are always trying to prove yourself because he's like, this girl hurt me, that girl. You know that he's been through some stuff, so you're trying to do everything perfectly, and he still expects her to misbehave. You're gonna just be like them other women. You over here doing some dirt. I know this about you, and I know that about you. And the woman is being sincere. That's a bitter man. Number 6, I don't date these kind of girls. I don't date black girls, and I don't date this kind of woman. I don't date Western women. Dang, you don't date nobody in the United States? For real? That's a bitter man. If you have to say stuff like that, that's a bitter man. Like he don't date anybody in Philly. He don't date this. Once he started a whole block of them, because you haven't dated them all, so you don't know them all. Just like men say to women, you don't know all men. You haven't dated all men. Just the 4 you dated, just the 4 you've been in. Think about it, 4 out of millions of people, and then you say all men are X, Y, and Z. It don't make no sense because you don't know what it's like to be with a nerd. You don't know what it's like to be with the trash man. You don't know what it's like to be with the millionaire. You don't know what it's like to be with the billionaire. You don't know all the different people and walks of life. You don't know what it's like to be with the man of God. You don't know what it's like to be with the scientist. You don't know what it's like to be with the architect. You don't know what it's like to be with the engineer. So how are you going to tell me all men? All men. And even if you was with an engineer, you got a software engineer, you got a mechanical engineer, you got all these engineers. You can't say you've been with all of them and you know. So stop saying that. As a woman, don't say it as a man. I'm always trying to help the women out. So. Number 7, he's an interrogator. He got questions for days on every move she makes because the women in his past, right? He believes that they're all liars. Somebody try to get on my live and say all women are liars, all women are this and that. I'm like, oh, you're so bitter. I never looked at him the same again. I saw him in person and I was like, bro, it'll never happen because I know what's in your heart. I know you have bitter, you are bitter in your heart. Do that. You know what it looks like when a woman that you would love to be with sees the bitterness in you? Not to say I'm not talking about me. I'm just saying any woman that you wanted to be with. This is what we're doing as women to ourselves. Your dream guy is around the corner. And what do you're like, all men are this, all men are that. Don't you think that he's gonna be like, well, dang, I'm a man. He gonna get offended. He gonna be like, she's not ready for me. Because I don't deal with that. I don't deal with bitterness. You're disqualifying yourself being like this. You're disqualifying yourself being like this. The last one is he never gives his best. He's always pulling his punches. He's never loving you all the way, right? What's the opposite of bitterness? Oh, I'm ready for y'all today. We about to wrap it up. A woman who is spontaneous, playful, full of wonder, open-minded, accepting, passionate, creative, and flowing. And she has the ability to roll with the punches. Because good things are not just going to keep happening back to back. All right? It's not going to keep happening back to get it back. So here's what I'm going to do. All right? Because we went long enough. I'm going to create a checklist. All right? Send me a DM if you want this checklist. Send me a message. Say checklist. And we're going to get to you. And we're going to give you the ways to overcome bitterness. Okay? We don't have just problems. We got solutions. All right? If you're interested, let us know in the comment section that you want the checklist. Say checklist, word checklist, and we will give you the overcoming bitterness checklist. Okay? Do you have anybody have anything else to say before we go? I mean, I feel like we have really opened our eyes and shed some light to this bitterness thing because we can't keep having a speed bump, going through the same speed bump every single time. Some point, we're going to have to start chipping away at the hardness in our hearts as people, as women, as men, as Black women, as Black men. Yeah, we're bitter about the past. We're bitter about how we got here. We're bitter about how our childhood was. We are bitter about all of these things. We were treated unfairly. That's true. But at some point, we got to learn to let go. We have to learn how to heal. We have to learn how to grow. And that is what we're working on. We got to work on ourselves. I call it Work on Me Wednesdays. All right. So thank you so much for watching the Ruth and Relationship Show. I bless your family, your children, your future children, your future marriage, right? And thank you for watching Ruth and Relationship. Ruth and Relationship. Tell me, can you handle it? It's the Ruth and Relationship Show. Bye. Watch us from the beginning.